Non-community members asking about MTV, so I haven't looked at MTV for quite a while. I've heard that from a fundamental standpoint, they had some wishy-washy stuff going on with perhaps moving their headquarters, something to that effect, and it really took a big hit. But then I've heard some, at least from YouTube comments and Twitter comments, that they've had a decent turnaround fundamentally with their team and some stability. So let's see if that is reflected in the charts, or if the group of people who are interested in it, have they not become buyers off of that news? We'll be able to see the reaction in the charts. I haven't looked at MTV in a while, so I'm going to be excited to have a fresh view on this, and I'll have to piece together what I'm looking at here. But this is what I know outside of the charts. Okay. Let me go to 8-hour chart looks pretty good. I can see most of the price history like that. Well, remember, I don't know when I drew this box, but when I drew it, I bet a lot of people didn't believe it was going to be hit, right? And it's getting pretty close. So I've essentially extended my origin lines down, and I assumed it was going to break. Let me actually make this a little bolder for you. I safely assumed that this origin line was going to be broken. It not only got broken, if I zoom in here to the 1-hour chart, it not only got broken, but it went below it and failed it, then used it as resistance. Or no, wrong line. So this line right here, it fell below it, used it as resistance, use it as resistance, use it as resistance, and it's probably going to keep working its way down. So MTV target, I don't know, I would 001, really. It looks like 001 is a pretty damn good guess. So 00106. 106 to 107 with 2 zeros in front would probably be and again, this is not an all-in point. So if you have $1,000 that you want to apply, or $100 you want to apply to MTV, this is just a target. This is not, gung-ho, everything all at once type of deal. This is just an area of interest. So 2 zeros in front of 107 to 108 would be a pretty clear target for MTV over the next. And does that align with like 30% down or so? Yeah, that's right there. Look at that. Man, I'm good at guessing today. I wish I could have guessed what Bitcoin was going to do on today's candle, though I guessed that wrong. But anyway, yeah, that's right at 30%. So that's a pretty realistic target. It could easily wick below, so if that's an area of interest and I wanted to pick some up, I would probably put some orders at 00108, so at 108 with 2 zeros, and I would walk it down all the way to 101. So 2 zeros 101 to 2 zeros 108, I would probably try buying in this area. And again, if I had $1,000 that I wanted to apply to MTV, this doesn't mean you put $1,000 of limit buys here, but maybe half or a third or whatever, and kind of see what happens from there, readjust and decide if you want to pull the trigger harder. This is an area of interest. This is not your all-in point. This is not financial advice. We're talking about Pokemon cards, but 102 to 108 with 2 zeros in front is looking like a pretty clear target now that it has essentially given this up. So it's likely going to work its way down and come here over the next 75 to 80 days. Given that that's kind of my target for how long Bitcoin will keep marching down. So yeah, MTV could be a pretty good pickup, but you want to with projects that have a bump in the road, not as bad as Luna, obviously, project wise, but they did have a bump in the road. So with this type of analysis, you're going to want to mix fundamental analysis. So that means getting on Reddit or Twitter and trying to get sources of information outside of what MTV is releasing. So what I mean by that is when projects release news, it's essentially a type of advertising, right? Like, oh, we have a partnership or this and that. They're advertising for their coin. So anything released by a project, not just MTV, Solana, Ethereum, whatever, it is a form of advertising. So you have to have a grain of salt, but you want to get sources of information outside of that as well, whether it's Reddit articles or whatever. Or if you follow some of the project leaders, the core team on Twitter, see what they're up to. You want to mix this with some fundamental analysis because they did have a bump in the road, and you want to know fundamentally, are they navigating that appropriately, and what have they done to make a change? So mix this chart analysis with fundamental analysis. Do your own research. I don't have that information for you because I'm not a fundamentalist person. I'm a chart nerd, and I hope that's helpful and gives you some good guidance throughout the 2022 bear market to pick up some MTV.